My name is John Ross. Started in barbecue around 1995. I got interested in it as a volunteer down at the American Royal Barbecue Contest. I saw all of the good-looking girls that the sport attracted, and the smell of the barbecue was incredible. Decided that that's what I had to get into. I got into the barbecue class of Guy Simpson, the Kansas City rib doctor, and from there went into, my wife bought me Paul Kirk's barbecue class. Got to be friends with both of them, and that kind of sealed my fate. Went into competitions on my own. Got tied for reserve grand champion at Tryon, North Carolina for my very first contest, which was kind of heady. And produced Paul Kirk's barbecue videos, got into the Kansas City Barbecue Society and became a board member there for 6 or so years. Was vice president for a number of them. Also did contest reps. I was a contest rep, then took over as chairman of that. Trained contest reps all over the country. Became a certified barbecue judge and certified barbecue judge instructor. Trained judges all over the country. So I've pretty much done everything there is to come up with on the barbecue trail. Still cooking, not competing. My wife and I have a daughter that has a grandson and granddaughter in Maryland, and my wife decided that her vacation time is not going to be spent involved in smoke. It's going to be with her grandkids. So as soon as the grandkids are old enough, I'll see if I can't get them to go to contests too, and maybe we'll be back in the barbecues again.
Follow-ons for Leanne Whitten. Follow-ons for Leanne Whitten. She learned to cook with Jim Dad.
Yeah, I know Leanne. Hopefully that'd be nice. I'd love to have my grandkids involved in barbecue, but I'm not going to push them into it. I unfortunately agree with a lot of my cohorts that a lot of the fun has left the sport of barbecue. It's gotten more into business now. And when we were early on in the Kansas City Barbecue Society, the whole aim of the thing was to have a lot of fun. We really didn't care that much about the awards or the trophies, and it wasn't as commercial as it is now. And I think it's a shame that a lot of that atmosphere is gone.
Billy, don't run off. Don't run off. You're next.
You got time. Can't you wait? Let me talk to him.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Unless you have any other questions.
All right.
Hey, my name is Billy Rogers. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. Started my barbecue journey, I think, back in 2003. Initially, barbecue for me meant a lot of grilling. And when I would cook, I used to call it cookies because my hamburgers or whatever I cooked was so dry. It reminded me of a good tall house cookie. Took my first barbecue class back in 2003. It was Paul Kirk's class. From that point on, I just wanted to learn more and get better at cooking barbecue. So I stayed in touch with Paul, volunteered to help him out in his camp. I used to travel around the States with him, running his pit and washing dishes. I basically broke out on my own around 2007. My first contest was the Great American Barbecue. Didn't do too well in that contest. But more recently, I've cooked in several contests, sauce contests. I won those. Rub contests, I've done well with those as well. I cooked on a team called Shut the Front Door Barbecue, and recently we were grand champs. The contest before that, we were reserve. We've only cooked 3 contests this year, but we've been doing extremely well.
You want for 7 or bombs?
What's that?
You going for 7 or bungs?
We'll probably end up going for bungs. I don't think we'll cook 7 total contests. We'd like to cook 7. What else can I tell you? I just enjoy cooking barbecue. I enjoy talking barbecue, teaching barbecue, just being around people who love barbecue.
What kind of people cook barbecue?
Fun, all kinds, every walk of life. You name it. You can meet a pastor. You can meet a 18-year-old kid who's just starting out. You can meet a grandpa, 70-some years old, and they all have a unique contribution to barbecue. And it's just fun to meet those people and be around them and just tell stories. Or as they say, it's fun to visit and to get to know them.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
I guess I'll let you go.
All right, good smoking luck to everyone.
Okay, my name is Phil Morrow. I am with AM and PM Smokers. Started with the Kansas City Barbecue Society in about 20 years ago. We got talked into by a wonderful lady named Glenda Jacobson. Suggested that I join the Barbecue Society. She swore me in, and part of that swearing in ceremony was that I needed to promise to have fun, share the art of barbecue, our recipes, our secrets, and have fun. And I have for 20 years. It's probably the most meaningful thing I ever did. We've worked, honed our skills in the barbecue world, and with much help from a lot of people. I was able to go to culinary school and followed my passion at that point, and worked in a restaurant, which was a dream. And then in 2000, I believe it was, we finally won our first barbecue contest in Paola, Kansas. A very elite group of one-time winners, but at least we've got that one. Now then, we're Kansas City Barbecue Society representatives that travel across the country officiating the barbecue contest.
How long have you been around?
Well, I've been around just about 20 years.
How long have you been a rep?
I've been a rep for about 12, 13 years probably. Well, 14 years, actually, 14 years. This year we'll rep 19 contests from Minnesota to Illinois and Kansas, Missouri, primarily Missouri. Absolutely love that part of the interaction with the teams. We're not in a position of cooking as much as we used to, so now then we're able to at least still be with the teams and still have some positive effect spreading the word of barbecue. I just look forward to another 20 years with it. That's all I can say.
Hello, my name is Stephen Holbrook. I've been in the barbecue for many, many years. It's really quite exciting how I actually got into it. In 1986, my wife and I was sitting in our living room, and we was watching the news on TV. And believe it or not, here was Paul Kirk sitting on a golf court in the parking lot of Golden Ox. And it was one of the very first American rural barbecues. Hardly anybody ever even knew of it or heard of it, or it was just really getting started. And it was cold as all get out. There was the news broadcaster asked Paul, he says, how come you do this? He says, 'cause it's fun and I enjoy it. And my wife and I, we kind of looked at one another, and I told my wife, I says, I need to meet this guy. He's something to be dealt with right there. So I never really thought about it anymore after that. And by gosh, one day, he come walking in my business. And as soon as I seen him, I says, man, I know that guy. And I thought and thought and thought. Then I remembered it was the guy my wife and I saw on TV. So, Paul, he says, I'd like to have a smoker built. And I'm looking at him. I said, you know, he's dealt with American Royal. He's out there in the middle of the cold doing something he enjoyed. And I was just beginning to really enjoy grilling and what have you. Like everyone else, not really knowing anything to start out with. And Paul asked me if I would help him build a smoker. And he come up with the ultimate question: how much? I scratched my head. I said, man, what am I going to do here? So I looked at him. I told him, I says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll build your smoker if you teach me barbecue. He looked at me. He says, okay. I said, well, that works for me. So I built his first smoker, and we went out. Happened to be Lenexa Barbecue. Very first contest, Paul pulls off 9 ribbons in 9 categories. And we're sitting there, my wife and I both. We're going, wow, this is totally amazing. We still didn't really know anything. So I told him, I says, okay, you keep on teaching me because I'm happy with this. So anyways, for several years, my wife and I actually cooked with Paul, and I just kept learning more and more and more. I myself never really got into barbecue as a team member. I was always working with Paul or other people. Barbecue to me is more of a get other people involved, make them learn, get them involved in something they've never been involved in before. Afterwards, after the years went on, I started dealing with several of the American Royal people from out of town, Oregon, California, Texas, Michigan, all over, that would actually come into the American Royal. And I would help them with whatever equipment, supplies, kind of like a sponsor at the old Memphis in May. Used to be years ago. Whatever, the ambassadors that help people get whatever they needed. That's pretty much what I did at the Royal. To me, I enjoyed that the most. It wasn't dealing directly as barbecuing or doing competitions or anything, but it was still helping people. It was still getting them in to enjoy their day, enjoy the barbecue. It just, to me, whatever I can do to help people truly enjoy barbecue, that's special to me. Paul done a lot of barbecue classes. That was really enjoyable also, because you got to deal with a lot of people still trying to learn. And to get people to learn to smoke, and they always have questions and this and that, it made it really nice to be able to answer the questions they had that wasn't, directly to meat and the barbecue and that type of thing, but it was still about what it takes to get your smoker operating right, your barbecue right. There's just many things that's outside. So anyway, that evolved on, and now I have become a head of the Old Timers Barbecue at the Shrine Club in Independence, and we're in our 6th year with it. And what we're doing, it is a charitable barbecue. In other words, it's not a money barbecue. It's not anything. We set it up as all the cooks cook the same way we did with the KCBS spring training. Many years ago, the spring training was everybody got together and just hooped, hollered, had a good time, and whoever won, whoever done what. So basically it's set up like that. Yes, yes.
After the winter hiatus.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's what makes it so fun. Everybody remembers barbecue as being fun, learning experience, this and that. Several of them got into being fancy and big money and all this and that. But I'm a little old-fashioned. I'm still sticking to the old, it's got to be fun. It's not about money. It's about what we can do for one another, get out here and truly enjoy barbecue on a truly enjoyable basis. So, yes, we do. It's through Ararat Shrine at the Jackson County Shrine Club. So, get on there, ararat.com, get all the information you need. It's growing leaps and bounds. The most enjoyable part of what we're doing right now is we're bringing in new members, new people that has always wanted to get into a contest but never really could afford it because the bigger contests are so expensive. But these people are able to come in and truly enjoy barbecue. And that, to me, is a wonderful thing. So, anybody have any questions, I'd be more than happy to help them. That's, to me, that's true barbecue, is helping people.
How do they find it? They got questions.
Yeah, you can go and leave an email at the Ararat Temple, Jackson County Shrine Club, and just specify to Steve Holbrook at the Jackson County Shrine Club, and it'll come right through. We have links to it. Once you get into it,